Welcome back. You're not gonna believe this. So today, ladies and gentlemen, we're here to talk about one full year with solar power on the roof. Woo-hoo! Let's dance the jig. Zero electricity bill, let me tell you. Nothing, didn't pay out any money. It was the greatest thing ever. I'm gonna have a 5-year, 4-year, 3-year, 2-year. Well, in fact, I made all my money back. All of it. 1 year, first year, all my money back. Every penny. Woo! Give them a call. Let's get your solar on your roof. No, that did not happen. So, I'm here to give you the truth. And if you're here for the truth, and you really want to know the truth about solar, in Canada, cold climate, deregulated environment. This is extremely important. I did a couple other videos about the questions you need to ask if there's solar in your area and you put solar on your roof. So, the total cost of my solar install, everything up to date, the amount of money I've spent, even the little bits and pieces, because I decided I wanted to clean the snow off after we got 40 centimeters of snow, and that happened twice last year. That was a waste of money, so I even put that in there. I am at, in 1 year, $15,000 to put my solar on my house. We have net metering in Alberta, which means I can produce as much electricity as I use. But guess what? We're in a deregulated environment. What does that mean? That means there are 7 or 8 different people you can get your electricity from. They're same as for your natural gas to heat your house, and for all you green people out there to live in the southern United States where it never gets cold. Well, it did last year, but it never gets cold and you never need to heat your house. You know, you can go live in your own little world, because we all can't live where you live. You have 7 billion people living in San Diego? Because that's literally what you're saying. But, hey, not to knock San Diego. They got a great thing on. The solar there is great. Make sure it faces west between 4 and 9. You never have a bill. Anyways, I live in a deregulated environment. And guess what? Our utilities still want to be paid. I sell real estate for a living in my wonderful city, and I'm very good at it. But one of the things I always tell people, your basic utility bill, if you use no electricity, no natural gas, no water, no garbage going out, $107 per single family household. That's right, you add up all the billing fees, GST, everything like that, comes to $107. So, I haven't taken that into account here, but I am talking about solar. So how did it work out after 1 full year? Well, let me tell you, my electricity bill was only $400 cheaper for the last year. That's it. $400. And I made a couple of mistakes, and I don't want you to make these mistakes. You must understand, when it's sunny, I'm producing lots of electricity. The solar array is up there. It's sunny out there right now. In fact, it's going to be a very hot sunny day today in late September, which is kind of nice. Same for tomorrow. I'm producing all this electricity, and everyone says, but use your stuff when the electricity's being produced. Do your laundry when it's sunny. Do your cooking when it's sunny. Well, I use natural gas to cook, so it doesn't matter. Do your dishwasher when it's sunny at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, I don't know, I guess I could put a timer on my dishwasher while I'm at work. I don't know how that's gonna work. Do all the things, your high electrical use when it's sunny, because your solar power will fund all that. That is true. But guess what? We have all these extra fees in our wonderful little province. They're called the balancing pool fee, the franchise fee, the transmission fee, the billing fee, the I don't like you fee, the you live in the south fee, you're in a bungalow fee, they don't like how you look feed, you're too tall feed, you're too small, and they charge you a fee for that. Maybe someone looked at you the wrong way, and there's a fee for that because somebody else looked at you the wrong way. Let me tell you, it is nuts. So I'm going to show you on my bill. I'm not going to show you the first page. I'm going to show you the second page. So look at this. So you want to see fees? Look at this. Fee, 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 fee. I have energy charge fee, I have transmission charge, transmission riders, distribution charges, balancing pool charge, local fee access fee, $13.68 last month. Retailer fees, administration charge, credits. I got some credits. Micro generation credit. This is where I get paid for what I produce. So what I don't use, I get paid. And the whole point was to get enough money to cover the costs. And guess what? Bill, I'm going to show you. You're not going to believe this. You're just not going to believe this. I'm delaying because my fingers weren't working. There it is. Oops. Let's see if we get. There it is. Right there. $126.33. That was just last month. So please, people, if you have the money to put solar on your house, was it worth it? Yes, absolutely. I do not regret spending the money to put solar on my house because I saved money for 6 years. I said I want to do this solar, and I first had it quoted 7 years ago because I've had a year. Okay, I've had it for a year, and I got the quote, and I had a heart attack. I was done. I said, well, that's going to come down over time. I need to start saving money because that's a lot of money. Next, I said, okay. I figured it all out, got the this, and I got the that, and I got quotes, and I called different people, and I got it installed. And the people that did it did a fantastic job. From the time they showed up, left it. But I saved $400 in a year, and if you're only going to save $400 a year, how much are you going to save in 20 years? Think about that. That's $8,000. I'm only. Solar panels will last 30 years. Don't listen to what they say. It's 30, 40 years. You know, they're going to produce as much, but they're going to keep producing electricity for 40 years. So, was solar worth it? Yes, I would say yes, it was. I get this is how many trees you planted, this is how much CO2 you've taken out of the air, all that kind of stuff. I have an app, I know how good it's running, I know the cloud, the sun, the bee, But on December 21, where I live, there was only 7 hours of sunlight. Okay? And it's low on the horizon. I'm telling you, December, I don't produce very much. So this is the thing. And the thing you have to understand is you will never, because of net metering in a deregulated environment, unless they allow you to put more solar panels on so you can get to zero. I don't want credits. I don't want to be a generator. I'm not a power plant. But I do want my bill to be to zero. And I was willing to make that investment to get my bill to zero. But guess what? Not happening at all anywhere here. And you get more sunlight where I live, direct sunlight in a year, than anywhere else in Canada. Now, you regulated environments, Eastern Canada, New Brunswick, Ontario has 3 different levels. Quebec, there's British Columbia. Alberta's the only deregulated environment. No, there's one more, but I can't remember where it is. If you're deregulated, you better take a look at this, because those utilities will make the same amount of money before you put in your solar. They'll make the same amount of money after you put in the solar, and it's just like, that's just how it is. So you have to have more panels. I would say I would have to add 5 more panels on my roof. And there's room for that. I could easily put 5 more panels up there. Might get me pretty close to zero, where amount I produce, what I get for it, equals what I use. Because when it gets dark, this is the thing about, oh, you do all your heavy use items, so when it gets dark, you don't use much. Hogwash. That's all I gotta say. Hogwash. The fridge has gotta run. The freezer's gotta run. Okay? You gotta live. And you're gonna live in the dark? So as soon as your solar stops producing, turn everything off in your house. Every light, no TV, no nothing. You got no storage. There's no way to store the electricity. And by the way, you don't put enough panels up there anyways to actually store something, and you'd have to charge from the grid. Okay? That's just how it is. The mechanics of everything are not there, and frankly, it's extremely expensive to have batteries to store in. Other places, not so much, but we get very, very cold, and those Tesla batteries don't work if it's colder than -20, and there's issues, and they're extremely expensive, so there's no way to do it. So be realistic about your solar. Did I get enjoyment from having my solar? I go buy a Ferrari. Well, that's a lot of money. Not really practical. I get a lot of enjoyment out of it, driving it around. That's why you do it. Same with the solar. Yeah, I was trying to get to net zero. I get a lot of enjoyment out of it. I like having them there. It's a nice conversation piece. I love the fact that I'm taking CO2 out of the air. So if you're going to do that, that's great. But all them politicians out there and all them crazy people, just leave them alone. Like, they don't know what they're talking about. It's a wonderful thing to do. It's extremely expensive, but you'll enjoy it and you'll get your value out of it. But solar will not solve the energy needs. I have a natural gas stove. I cook. I bake. I do a lot of things with my stove, and that's why I have a natural gas one. Much more efficient, much better, much quicker heat, all the whole things. I did all the things. Watch my tomato salsa video coming up. That canner's going 4 or 5 hours. I got to cook up, think about it. My solar panels aren't covering it. Doesn't matter if it's sunny out during the day. Not covering it. One of the good things I want to point out at the end of this video up is I do get 25 cents a kilowatt hour to sell my electricity. Got to be very careful about this. You're getting 25 cents a kilowatt hour. You may think, boy, that's cheap where you live, or that's really expensive. But you get the 25 cents. And then you got to pay the 25 cents. So again, unless you're willing to live in the dark, when the sun goes down, you're going to get $126 bill for the month. If I didn't have the solar panels for this month that I'm pointing out here, my electricity bill would have been about $126. Yeah. It was cloudy, it was rainy, it just didn't produce. So I ended up with the same bill year over year. Now there was other months. I did a video where it was only $5, and I've had a bill where it's only $20. But for the most part, for the year, once the winter rolls around, I don't do the 25-cent thing anymore. In fact, I've already converted. From October to April, I'm at the 7 cents a kilowatt hour. Got to produce a lot of electricity to cover up those billing charges, because those billing charges don't go away. I can generate as much electricity as I use. Say I generate 800 kilowatt hours. I use 800 kilowatt hours. Bill's still going to be $100. Just the way it is, bill's still going to be $100. Not going to really save a lot. Yeah, your electricity is zero, but the utilities still get their billing fees, and everything has a fee. So if you live in an environment, for a recap, if you live in an environment where your electricity bill comes in and it says 1,000 kilowatt hours times 10 cents, $100. Administration fee, $15, $115. Don't give me about sales tax on our utilities. Don't even go there. If you live in that environment and you got zero metering, you're going to go from 1,000 kilowatt hours is going to go to zero. And all you're going to be left is with your billing fee of $15. Now that is worth the investment. I don't live in that environment. Alberta does not live in that environment. Alberta will never live in that environment. It's just the way it is. If you're in a deregulated environment, you're never living in that environment. If you've got 3-tier pricing, 4-tier pricing, 5-tier pricing, surge pricing, whatever it is, put your solar on, make sure that its maximum production is when it's the most expensive, usually between 4 p.m. and 9 p.m., and make sure that's when you're producing all your electricity. Okay? Anyways, thank you for tuning in. Solar reality. Are you really ready for the truth? And all those people out there that think solar will solve our energy problems? Nope. Not gonna happen. Our governments need to invest into new technologies to make this happen. We have no storage, no viable way to store, no scale way to store. Let me put it this way. We can store things, but not efficiently, and we have no scale. No scale at all. You just take a look, really, if you live in a small town, 5,000 people. Think about how much energy is used in a day, and how do you turn that green? Natural gas is what I say. But anyways, love my solar panels. Not getting rid of them. Don't want my money back. If I move, I'm going to put them on my next house, because I like them, and I like the efficiency of them, and I like everything about them. I just wish the sale of I was sold net metering, your electricity would go to zero. You would save your electricity bill. So if you've worked out $1,500 in electricity for a year, you would save $1,500 a year. In 10 years, that's $15,000. Ha-hoo! Free after that. Doesn't work that way. Be very, very careful on how you're doing it. Make sure you have the money. And if you do live in where I live, in Alberta, Calgary, to be specific, NMAX, who still gets their money through their billing fees, has basically 0% financing. They'll do your solar array for you at 0.9. 0.9. 0.9% over 15 years. So if you can actually get to zero, you'd have to pay the financing charge, which I figured out I think is $71. You'd pay the $71, but that would be it. So you can put your solar on, warranty, everything like that, and look into that if you want to do that. I paid cash, mine's paid for. Wonderful, love it. I hope this helps and can make you a good decision on whether or not you want to put your solar on. But please make sure they're facing south. Make sure they take advantage of the hottest part of the day. Make sure they produce the most when the price is the highest. Producing electricity in 2 o'clock in the afternoon or whatever when you're not getting much. Why? So take that into account. Maybe you just don't have a roof line that can produce anything. But please take that into account. I hope this helped. Comment below. I can get a little more specific on how it actually works. But for you guys out there that are thinking of doing this and say, hey, I want to do this, I hope this really helps. That you're not going to save what you think you're going to save. The billing fees are still going to be there. I had to switch providers for my electricity, which I really didn't want to do. I like the one bill from NMAX. Everything on one bill. But the bill wasn't going down, so I had to make the switch, which I did in May. And that's the only reason I saved the $400. Otherwise, I wouldn't have saved anything. My bill would have been the same. Would have made the investment, my bill would have been the same. Unfortunate, just how it is. So please look into that. But remember, watch the fees. Fees. Have yourself a great day. And I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow.